Welcome back to the most reliable news outlet in the Virgo star system, Solar Flare Radio. The following message is brought to you by the VSA.
First on our list today is during the past several weeks we have seen a decline in UEF cooperation within itself. The underlying cause is unknown at this time, but the recent cuts to UEF personnel could be a big part to blame. One of the UEF leaders, who goes by the name of Scuba, has gathered several of the members of the UEF and have made a splinter faction off called the Millennials, or MIL. Once the UEF caught wind of the creation of the MIL, the UEF made a preemptive strike on a station sitting just out of Mars' atmosphere. The declining resources of the MIL was forced them to the surface of the moon, where they were shortly discovered and destroyed once again. We will have more information on this later today on the show. Moving on to more interesting news, with the uncooperativeness of many factions and organizations, the government has seen a recent uptick in military force in the area. New military installations are being installed around the airspace of Terra, the Earth-like planet. Within one of the installations, one of the government soldiers defected. It is unknown at this time what the name or rank of the individual is, but I have it on very good authority that this coming Sunday, the defector will be broadcast in locations of one of the military installations. There are rumors going around that the broadcast will be starting around 1500 EST or Echo Standard Time. The broadcast rumored to have exact GPS coordinates to the facility. People have started to call the broadcast the event. Rumor has it that this encounter could change the course of the region. Either this could be for very good or for very bad. From the words of the VSA representation, even if this broadcast does happen, the government will receive the message as well as everyone else and prepare for any encounter with any opposing faction. VSA leaders advise that any action taken against the government will result in a very large response by our government. Now it is time for news for the VSA. With the recent rise in tension between organizations and factions, the VSA has come to an agreement with the Millennials, and this agreement is that the Millennial faction will be joining with the VSA. The two factions have been in close contact with each other for a good amount of time, and it only makes sense that they join forces. With the merging of the two factions, the VSA High Command has ordered the construction of the Ares-class super destroyer. With the construction of the destroyer, the VSA main security facility, McCarthy, is shrouded with secrecy. Shipments of resources have been funneling into the station with no end in sight. With the sudden influx, need for resources is growing. VSA mining operations have been working at full output, but they still can't keep up with the demand at McCarthy Station. With all this movement to one certain area, economists are growing concerned. The VSA is normally very involved in trading with factions and organizations, but for the past 2 days, that trade has completely stopped. No trade is coming in, and no trade is going out, which has put a halt with currency exchanging hands within the region. On a press conference today, the Grand Admiral said this on the topic. With the production of the Ares-class super destroyer, there have been a shortage of supplies throughout the VSA. The VSA is now focusing highly on resupplying the station, putting a lot of strain on the men and women that are working at McCarthy Station and every other station around the region. There is no need for concern. These changes are not permanent, they're only temporary until we can stabilize supplies within the region. After the Admiral put out this message, the government started to take a closer look at our VSA. From a message from the Commissioner to the other organizations in the region, we are taking a closer look at the organization called the VSA. With the recent announcement of the construction of the Super Destroyer, the government is making sure the VSA is not trying to threaten any particular faction and only constructing the vessel for defensive purposes. Now, as you can tell, everyone is showing signs of concern for this new Super Destroyer. Now all we can do is wait and see what happens. That is all for me this week. Join me next time. Now, music from the stars.